Ring, ring, ring. Hello there. Holy. Heart attack. Anyway, welcome back.
The man's got an ulcer.
Segment 3.
Bill Belichick, you gave him an ulcer.
That was 3 years ago. Now I'm freaking flatlining. Anyway, we are back. IDD Segment 3, NFL Playoffs. That is the redoubtable one, Tom Izzo. I am the highly ever questionable Arjun Miliaccio. We are breaking down the games. We had finished with he was going to take the Cowboys. I got the Niners. Give me a score.
I know I'm going to take this one on the chin, but I see Dak coming through. I'm going to say 35-27 Dallas.
Interesting. Okay. I have the 49ers 38-28.
Okay.
I think the Cowboys will get their points, but San Fran's D will make the stops because San Fran's D is capable of making that stop when they have to. They've proven it. Dallas has not proven that yet against a real offense like this.
Early in the season, it seemed like Dallas was onto something. And,
they were, but
yeah.
They haven't stopped anybody in a long time, and Tampa doesn't count.
I agree with that.
Tampa doesn't count.
But I'm going on a feeling. Which is the worst thing to do. Better to take facts, but I'm an emotional man.
It's all right. I get it. So which leads us to the Donnie of all Donnies, the NFC East Dukaroo up in the great fighting city of Philadelphia. And,
Giants, Eagles.
This one, this is that game to me. And
intriguing matchup.
I'll tell you why this is that game. Because everyone is simply looking at this from a talent perspective, even the experts. And the problem is, while they're commending the Giants for what they're doing and what they have done, they're not understanding that talent is enough to beat the Giants because they've been beating more talented teams all season. So you can't throw the Philadelphia as a more talented team than me. Every team on their fucking schedule was pretty much more talented than them, if you think about it.
Not the Colts.
Except for maybe the Colts. But most of them were. From a talent perspective. Danny Dimes had the worst passing attack in this league in terms of options. He really did. And I'll have that argument with anyone, and I'll fucking win it. Other than maybe Chicago. Chicago might be the one that's worse.
Yeah. So Chicago. The Colts.
The Colts had some weapons. They didn't have their line failed them.
Yeah, but
their line was terrible.
But also Matt Ryan had a terrible year.
Yeah, because his line was awful.
They had Nick Foles at the end of the year. I mean, it was
who didn't win a game.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan won 4 games. The rest of them didn't win a damn thing between them. But the bottom line is that line was second to in terms of disappointment. They weren't as bad. Tampa's was the worst by far. The rushing numbers bear that out. But the bottom line is Matt Ryan thought he was getting a team with a running back who was an MVP runner-up, and he got hurt. The line stunk. So obviously the two things he didn't have in Atlanta, he suddenly didn't have again. And whoa, what a fucking surprise!
Packers were more talented.
Yep.
Just look at those running backs.
Look at the teams that the Giants beat. Yeah. You cannot sit here and tell me the talent's
I like this angle. See, this is why I say when I hear your takes, they're well above average. Okay? Well above average.
They're well above.
I don't want to say elite because your head's big enough.
Is it?
It is.
It's bigger.
It's enormous. That hat's popping off.
That's what she said.
It's barely got the hat on.
That's what she said.
Or he, depending on which way.
Oh, come on. Not there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But anyway, so.
If you were a gay man, it'd be that's what he said. Or that's what they said. Who knows?
Whatever. Anyway, the bottom line is.
So I'm saying I like this take. I like this take. It's true. Now
the problem with the take is that they're saying this already.
Yeah.
Every week I've heard some expert on that station talk about, from a talent perspective, this team is better on paper. And the fucking Giants are the other team they're talking about. I can tell you how many it's happened almost every fucking week. And here we are. They're in the final 8. Okay? And they did so. They didn't back in. They kicked the door down. They did what they had to do down the stretch.
Yeah, they did.
So I don't want to hear this crap. And with their second unit, they damn near beat this team 2 weeks ago, and they needed the game. That wasn't they had to win that game or they lost the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Their 2s and 3s weren't playing.
But at the same time, I think that game was like 16-0 or 19-0. Now they came back and it was 22-16 or whatever it was.
Came down to an onside kick.
Yeah.
With their backups.
Yeah. So you're actually taking something from that other than hey, that gives them the feeling like we can fucking beat these guys with our
I'm telling you,
ones.
they believe they can beat them.
Yeah.
They're not going to come out and
agree
just
with
say
that.
that, but there's a quiet confidence in that locker room.
I agree
and
with that.
I've seen this before.
Me too.
Okay?
As a Giants fan, I've seen it before.
Yes, you have, and I've seen it as a Patriots fan. I can tell you 2001, right off the top of my fucking head. Okay? I can tell you that one right there.
Oh, yeah.
Right off the top of my fucking head. They had a confidence about them.
They were going against the greatest show on turf, right?
They had played them earlier in the season and lost. I was at the game. It was the Pats were going in to take the lead, and they fumbled.
Yeah, you talked about that.
It was 24-17. It was 17-17 in the fourth quarter. The Pats fumbled going in, and they went down and got the game-winning touchdown with 2. And the Patriots didn't lose again.
Yeah.
There's a feeling about this. I'm telling you right now, do not sleep on the New York Giants. This has got nothing. What I'm talking about has got nothing to do with talent.
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay? And
Well,
I'm
yeah,
telling
because
you
if
right
you
now,
line up every player on these two
the Giants
rosters,
wouldn't even be here.
Right.
They wouldn't fucking be here. When is a person who knows more about this than me going to fucking realize this? Because they're in that building. They played in the NFL. They know more about this than me. When is one of them going to realize, wait a second? Because they know a team like this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them may have played on one like this. Mm-hmm. So to sit there and ignore it,
yeah,
I'm telling you right now, do not be surprised if the New York Giants win on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now. And if they don't, and listen to me, this comes down to 2 things. Don't turn the ball over.
Of course.
Do not turn the ball over. And when they get in the red zone, you hold them to field goals.
Right.
Two
And
things.
if you get in the red zone,
you better
score.
And the other thing is, they have the running game. Run it right. Turn this into a rock fight. You're not gonna beat Philly in a shootout. You can beat them in a rock fight.
Yeah.
Turn it into a rock fight, and they're capable of doing that. By the way. So.
Yeah, I mean, I love the take, and I want it to be true, I guess. So here's what happens with me when my team is in a big game like this. Okay. I have trouble understanding my mind and being able to tell if I'm objectively looking at something or I'm looking at it through a biased lens where I'm seeing the reasons they can win, right? And I'm denying the reasons they can't. I'm saying, fuck that.
This is the thing, and you're 100% right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
It's tough to decipher.
It's hard, and I got news for you. Here's the reason why it's easy, because it's consistent. This is how they win every fucking week. They haven't. It's one thing if they're throwing darts at a board. And 1 week it's this, and 1 week it's that. One's a block punt. No. They are beating teams the way they've been beating teams all season. They're just getting better at it as the season goes on. Yeah. And they're getting healthier, and they're getting confident, and they've seen this team twice already.
Yeah. I know.
And they're not afraid of them either.
The thing I don't like about it is, so today, because I knew we were going to have this conversation, and again, I just want to take this time to talk to a pansy out there. His name's Joel Russell. A straight up pansy. Okay? Because
strong word.
He's we've worked together for 6 years. He's a very close friend of mine, and he's an Eagles fan. And he called me this morning. I missed his call. I called him back. Or, and I think I might have said something like, "Has Daniel Jones got you shook?" Just kidding. I was kidding.
I know you were. I know how these things start.
And at the same time, I wanted to
hey, we're still here.
And he said,
remember me?
He basically said Giants shouldn't even bother showing up. Okay.
Oh man.
He said it's going to be.
He's
a romp.
one of those.
Yes.
Okay.
And so
he's a pom pom.
Yeah. Well, he's playing into the same thing, and which is true. On paper, if you look at position to position,
there are too many examples of why you don't do this.
I understand. I understand. But if on paper you look at position to position,
it's a mismatch.
The Giants might have the better player in 2 of those categories, maybe 1.
I keep telling you, Philly's numbers are inflated. People don't want to hear this. But if you look at how they lost 3 of the last 5 games, the defense couldn't get a stop when they needed to because they were in games and the offense could open up the playbook. When they were blowing teams out by 15, 20, 35, 30 points, the other team becomes one-dimensional, and then it's very easy to pin your ears back and get 70 sacks when you're in passing downs 3 of every 4 plays. Mm-hmm. That's just numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. It doesn't mean they don't have any talent. I'm not saying they don't have any talent, but those numbers are inflated. And at the end of the season, where did these sacks go? Well, it didn't matter.
Well, but here's another thing. I think is that without Jalen Hurts, they couldn't control the ball and score the way they were scoring
He
earlier.
extends plays.
Right. So
gets
he
you-
makes that
he moves-
defense better.
Of course he does.
Because
they're
to
not on
your
the field
point,
as much.
right? They're not on the field, and he gets a lead, and now these motherfuckers are blitzing like crazy,
And he's got
just off the line.
He's got a shoulder problem
Yeah,
to the arm he throws
Yeah.
with.
yeah.
Add that one to it, okay? And they've been off for 2 weeks. The Giants are coming in on talk about momentum. Okay.
Well, so as a fan, it's funny because as a fan, I feel a lot more comfortable in a situation like this than I would if the Giants were in the Eagles' position.
Well,
It's
the Giants are playing with house money. All the pressure
Right.
is on the Eagles.
Right.
With this fan base, it's Super Bowl or bust. And I'm telling you something right now. This fan base never thought they'd get this far.
No.
So they're just like, God, it's all hard.
But it's funny.
You can't lose in this situation.
But it's funny because
So you get to play with no pressure.
right. But the thing is, it's funny because to have the most talented team in the division, arguably in the NFC, but your point about San Fran,
McCaffrey tips the scales.
Your point about San Fran, their defense, their offense, I would give you that they're one.
They've been one on both ends since fucking November.
But like to be number 2 in the conference, and maybe number 2 in the league behind San Fran, maybe.
Cincy, KC, Buffalo.
I still
Talent.
I would take
San
the Eagles.
Diego, the LA
I would take
Raiders.
the Eagles over them, maybe except Mahomes.
The difference between the Eagles and teams like that is that the teams that we're talking about on the other side, their coaching costs them. Meaning they should win 1 or 2 more games a year than they do. But they get into a game that they, like, for example, Casey lost to the fucking Colts this year.
Right.
No fucking way on earth. Okay, but I've seen
And they only put up 17.
But I've seen Andy Reid do this
Yeah.
before. Okay, because
But he's also a great
Andy Reid
coach.
never won a Super Bowl before Patrick Mahomes. He only been there once. So Andy Reid is like, to me, was Marty Schottenheimer before he got Patrick Mahomes. They went from a good, he had a good record, but he wasn't going to win you the big one. He gets you. He might get you a second round. He might, but no, he's not getting.
So you think Sirianni for Philly is solid?
I know he is.
Yeah.
Because I know that Hurts is not the quarterback Mahomes is. And he's doing it. And he's doing it in a better division, I might add.
Dude, I mean, when I watch Hurts, he always makes the right decision.
Alabama quarterback.
And
Alabama's got 4 star quarterbacks.
I typically hate Philly. And to put it plainly, if Hurts goes out there and beats them this weekend and he's shit talking, I'll hate him too. But right now, I actually like him.
He seems like a good dude.
When I hear him in interviews,
he does.
always comes across well.
He does.
He seems like a hard-ass worker.
Yep. He's gotten better every year.
He's gotten better every year,
really
and he does his shit, and he's one of the best in the league. And
he
doesn't walk around.
And he,
telling
unlike a
people.
certain diva out in Wisconsin right now, doesn't talk about winning another MVP.
Exactly.
Award. This guy's focused on a Super Bowl.
Right.
He's a different cat.
He doesn't talk really at all, except about the team.
This is the other cool thing about this weekend. All 8 of these quarterbacks, I'm telling you, they're the goods.
Yeah.
They are. All of them. If you think about it, they are.
It's funny to think
They
that
are.
Daniel Jones is in that conversation now, but he
told
put
you-
himself there.
I told you he didn't have Saquon Barkley for 3 fucking years. He had 3 head coaches. He had 3 out. He still has no number 1. Okay, and then he finally got a good coach who fucking let him and catered the offense to what he does well.
Yeah.
And Saquon Barkley finally stayed healthy. And I said that before the this fuckers do, and you laughed at me.
No, I know. You did. I told you were right.
I said, there's no way this guy's going to be unhealthy for 5 fucking years in a row. Okay, at some point he's got to be healthy, and he did, and he is.
It's
and
just hard to bet on something like that when for the past couple of years it hasn't
No,
happened.
numbers are numbers, though. He's been healthy 1 year out of 4.
Yeah.
So I get that, but like at some point he's got to be healthy again, right?
Well, I'm glad it's this year.
Yeah, well, the coaching had something to do with that.
But I will also say this, going back to your point about it's not about talent.
No.
So part of the thing I wasn't sure if I was romanticizing or if I was really feeling it is like when I think about it's not that the Giants are the better team, but I think they could be playing better right now.
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And
It's not who's the best.
Yeah.
It's who's playing better in that
Right.
moment.
And
at that time.
hearing you say that legitimizes the feeling I'm having because I wasn't sure if I was just hoping that.
Here's the thing: I have seen it happen.
Yeah. No.
When you know it has happened before, you know what it looks like. Okay, so you know when it's happening again because this looks oddly familiar to the last time I saw it.
Well, dude,
so,
this really reminds me of 2007 when the Giants got into the playoffs.
That team had more talent than this one.
I understand.
This team is more like the 2001. Well, no, the Patriots defense was good.
No, but I'm saying I'm talking about in terms of how the momentum happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so they won a couple big games. They won a game against Buffalo. They won a game against the Jets, I believe, leading into the 2007 playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They went to Tampa Bay in the wild card round.
Yep.
Pretty sure Jeff Garcia was the quarterback.
Oh, I remember him.
And they beat Tampa.
Yep.
Okay. And, you know, it nobody really saw it as anything. It was like, oh, you beat Tampa.
Yeah,
Then they went to Dallas and beat Dallas, who they had lost to twice that
year.
Okay.
Remember that?
Then they went to Green Bay.
That's the one.
And they won in overtime in the freaking cold.
Brett Favre fucked that up.
Corey Webster picked him off in overtime.
He fucked that up so Brett Favre.
Okay, so it just reminds me of that, you know, how it was like.
You have no idea how bad I wanted to play Brett Favre. Because of 19, you don't know about 19.
You guys would have wiped the fucking floor.
Yeah, we 1996 they beat us. It was more because Parcells was busy packing his bags.
You would have stomped them.
And Brett Favre on the field was doing this. I'll never find. I was like, if I ever see this fucker again, and then I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna fucking get him to go 19. Oh, that'd been fucking perfect. Every Pat fan was like, because we had, and by the way, we hadn't played them that year, and they were good. They were so like, we want this fucker right fucking now, and these fuckers got in the way. And actually, Brett Favre got in his own way. Brett Favre got in his own way and fucked it up.
Well, but it wasn't just him. I mean, Plaxico Burress had like 11 catches.
No, but that was going to happen.
Great.
It was going to be a good game, but Brett Favre made the fucking mistake when he always makes. He always did it. And I'm like, this fucker's going to kill me again.
He did that. Remember when he was on the Vikings?
Oh my god!
And he threw that pick against the Saints.
That throw was worse than the one he threw against you guys.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh my god!
That was sad because.
No,
man, the Vikings.
Brett Favre.
I wanted to see the Vikings win that game.
That was Brett Favre's career in one fucking play. Every time he fucking, except for the one time against my fucking team, and if Bill Parcells wasn't being an asshole, they'd have beat him. Fucking kidding.
Okay, so anyway, back to this feeling. I'm looking at it and going, this is possible, and this is the same type of team. Like, nobody looked at them and said Super Bowl contender, but each week they beat somebody, and you go, damn, they fucking. I'm telling you, they beat a team that was better than them.
If Philly gets behind in this game early, that Philly fan base is. See, New York is tough.
It's like
Boston is tough. Philly is evil. Like, they're fucking evil. Like, who throws batteries at fucking Santa Claus? You have to have a devil in you to throw a fucking battery at Santa Claus at Christmas time. Something's wrong with you. You're not all there. You're missing a screw or something. I don't know what. But I mean, you're too much of the devil's dandruff or whatever it is. But the bottom line is, you don't throw fucking batteries at Santa Claus at Christmas time. I don't give a fuck what's going on. The fact that multiple people did this, okay, tells you that they're just fucking. And if they get behind early on Saturday night.
Well, yeah. That's if you can get that crowd feeling anxious.
See, this
maybe you can make that team feel anxious.
The Giants are in the one fucking city where if you have to be in another city for a sporting event, you want it to be Philadelphia. Because all of their fucking fans are like that. The second their team they will boo their own team.
Well, New York's like that too.
Fucking, not as bad as these guys.
Dude, the Mets?
Not as bad as these guys.
Mets fans?
The Mets have never won it, and they haven't won in a long time.
But when the Mets are in a big game and they start slow,
yeah, but the thing is,
that whole stadium is
that's not the venom of Philly.
Sure, it's not the venom.
It's not. Philly is venomous. It's evil. That's angry. I get that. But this is evil.
Philly also has the high on the other end.
They do.
If it starts going the right way,
then
that crowd is scared.
They're just as good as But you get them. I'm telling you.
So this is where I'm at on this game. Okay.
And I'm not saying that's going to be the reason. I'm saying
that could be. That could help.
I'm saying that could be a factor. But the bottom line is, the reason is, I think right now the Giants are playing better. I think the Giants right now are confident. I think the Giants right now. Here's the thing. The other thing. I think Philly thinks they can beat this team just by showing up.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think they're thinking that, and I got news for you. This is not the team you want to have that.
Although Philly's not saying that.
They're not going to say it.
So I give them credit for that.
They're not gonna say it.
Nobody's adding
They're not gonna
any.
say it.
Like
They're not gonna give
their
them-
fans are saying
Their fans
that.
are saying it.
However,
By the way, that you can use that too.
However,
the
no.
team's not saying it.
Let me say this. So I have another good friend, another coworker, Jimmy, who is from Wilmington, lives in Philly, diehard Philly sports fan.
Okay.
And I texted him, and we have a good relationship. We don't usually fuck with each other
With the sports teams.
With the sports
Yeah.
teams, you know, we don't. He's not one of those fans that
Pokes
me
at
and says, "Oh, the Phillies are in the World
Oh,
Series."
he's not Chris Kovac.
No, he's not like that. But I texted him just like I texted Joel. I said, "Daniel Jones got you shook,"
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, actually, I can read it."
Yes, you can.
Because I was surprised at his response. It wasn't the typical Philly response, and this makes me think he's a real knowledgeable fan. So I said, "Damn it, Danny Dimes got Philly shook or what? LOL." Put the LOL because I just wanted him to know I'm not being a complete dick. So he said, "If I'm being honest, I am a little shook." And I said, LOL. And he said, "Not from a Danny or his fantastic nickname, but more of the fact that they are healthy and we need to beat them 3 times in a year."
That's the other thing.
And I said, "Y'all's D is much better than the Vikings, but the G-men did look different." And he said, "Plus, it would be classic Philly to fuck up when the team is this good." And I said, so now I'm trying to encourage him a little bit. I'm trying to be a good friend. I said, "Dude, Hurts is a beast. I'm just hoping he's not fully healthy." And he said, "I do not think he is, but all this time off hopefully helps."
I don't think he is either.
Yeah. And I said, "Think he's still hurt?" And he said, what did he say? I didn't answer. He said, "Oops, meant to say I think he is still hurt."
Yeah.
Then he said, "But Lane Johnson back is huge." I didn't realize Lane Johnson was back, but he's probably not 100% either. And then he said, "Both the D and O-line are an absolute fucking force." Yeah.
And then it was the mutual.
And then I said, "Damn, didn't know Lane was back. Was hoping he died." JK. Obviously kidding.
Hoping he
Lane
died.
Johnson, you're a great fucking player. I just didn't want you to be there.
Oh my God.
I didn't really mean that. Okay, obviously.
Say that.
It was a joke. I put
know
JK LOL.
I know it was a joke.
Okay, I was only kidding.
Of all the places to go right now.
And Lane Johnson plays for Philly. He knows who I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
He's a dog. And then I said JK. He said, "Haha, nothing to joke about."
Yes, nothing to joke about. And he put JK after that, did he? No.
No. Then he said, "The amount of people I wish death on, lots of Giants included, is staggering." And he said, "And I meant it all. JK,
Yeah,
LOL."
I meant every word.
All right, he's from
Every
Philly.
one of you should take a
He knew
nap.
the evil joke.
You know the evil. Well, yeah, he's
And then
evil.
he said, "Well,
He's
I
evil.
hope." Then he said to me, "Well, I hope you die."
Evil.
I said, "Haha."
Evil.
He said, "I think it's going to be a good game." I said, "I hope so." He said, "Tensions are high on my end."
Tensions are high.
And I said, "Yeah, I'll be nervous as
So this is the thing. The fan base feels it. That's even better.
However, my brother-in-law was different.
Who's this clown?
Well, my former brother-in-law, my wife's divorced husband.
This asshole.
He's an asshole Philly fan, and he knows it.
Okay.
He's one that texts me, a picture of his Philly hat for, once a month for a year after the Phillies won the World Series in 08 or whatever the fuck it was.
That's a dick move.
So again, I sent the same text to him.
He's that guy.
I sent the same text to him.
Why would you even poke at the bear?
Danny Dimes got Philly shook or what? LOL. Because you know what I thought to myself? I said,
Why
you know
would
what?
you poke the
So
bear?
I've been basking in their win, okay? Because why am I going to...
Why not?
Yeah, why
They weren't
not?
supposed to be here.
They weren't supposed to be here.
House money.
They played great.
Yep.
They won a playoff game,
Yes,
and I'm going to enjoy it.
Enjoy the ride.
Right? So I've been listening to Giants radio over and over. I've been looking up highlights from the game, looking at analysis, just enjoying it.
Yeah.
So I said, Danny Dimes got Philly shook or what? LOL. And he said, Bird's going to romp. You won your big game against that dummy Cousins. So then I sent a meme of Anakin Skywalker saying, "You underestimate my power." And I said, quote from Daniel Jones, And he said, please. He beat a QB that threw a 5-yard pass on a 4th and 13 for the season.
Well, it was
he was slightly off.
A little bit.
3-yard pass on a 4th and 8, but I got his point. I said, Captain Kirk, man. And then I said, my hope is that Jalen is still hurt. I believe that gives us a shot. Again, Jalen, I don't want you to be hurt. You're good.
You know, you're dancing that line tonight, Tom.
I know. I'm going to get canceled.
Dancing on it. Dancing.
Then he said, that is not nice.
The producers are not going to be happy.
He said, that is not nice.
That is not nice.
And I said, LOL, what's the word in Philly on his health? He said 80 to 85%. I said, damn, LOL.
He's not
He loved damn.
He's lying.
And then I said, just heard Sirianni ordered Pizza Hut for his staff. With all that good pizza in Philly, he should be fired. Did you hear that?
I did.
And then he said, gross. Wes, his son. Wes mentioned Domino's yesterday, and I told him to fuck off. His 8-year-old son. He didn't really tell him.
No, he
that.
didn't.
He was joking.
Yes.
And I said, at least it was stuffed crust that Sirianni ordered.
That's a good point.
But if I were there, I'd be getting Angelo's all day.
You guys don't have the Angelos in Philly, do you?
No, Angelo's is a local spot in Philly.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry to divert from the game. That was bad.
That was terrible.
That was really bad.
So anyway,
I was just trying to give you the psyche of a Philly fan.
I was looking forward to meeting him.
No, this was Jimmy. This was not
No,
Joel.
but I'm talking about what's his nuts.
Yeah. We wanted Joel here. I had to resort to text messages
Just
because Joel
unreal.
bailed. And you know what? Here's the thing. I think Joel got scared.
I have a picture of my setup. I had set this up.
Did you?
Yep, I did.
Dude, I think Joel got scared.
I'm gonna send you that picture. We had this whole thing set up.
I think Joel got scared. Because
no.
Why
would he get
at
scared?
8 o'clock in the morning, he was talking ridiculous shit.
I don't think.
Saying the Birds were going to dominate. They were going to win 38-14.
I don't think the quarterback is healthy. And I think he may have found out.
So he started at 80-20 Eagles.
Yeah, but
Eagles
who's
to
saying
win.
80-20? Like,
That's what he said. That's the betting line
See,
right
this
now.
is I can't.
Okay, so he said that. Then, after talking to him, he goes, I'm going to change my percentages. And I was like, now I know you're not that confident.
Yeah.
He said, well, because it's a division game and it's the third matchup, I'll change it to 70-30.
That's bullshit. That's like saying, well, I thought it could happen.
I said
Not
65-35.
he's covered his ass, so if he does lose, you ain't gonna bust his chops.
I am
So I
gonna
thought they
bust
could
his
lose. Yeah, no, you're going to anyway. You should.
I think
Because that's not. He doesn't believe that.
Philly is the better team, but the Giants have a shot here.
Philly is the more talented team.
I think they're better when they play their
They were
best
better in the regular season. I don't think they're better now.
game. God, I hope you're right.
I don't. And I could be looking at a turnover. This is the thing. They've got to play a clean game. They've got to run it right down their throat, and they've got to continue to have balance and keep them in. And by the way, here's the other thing I'm banking on. We've been talking about Slayton all year long, and how he's turned into a pretty solid, dependable receiver. And he dropped what should have been the game-clinching
Game winner.
thing on Sunday. And this went overlooked. And from someone who's been as a player and a coach and understanding moments.
You talking about Daboll?
I'm talking about what Daboll did for this. He went over there. The kid's killing himself. He's smacking his helmet. He's ready to throw himself off a bridge, and because that's the kind of kid he is, which we kind of suspected also. He's a workman. He's done this.
Yeah.
He's gotten better. So I'm like, I'm not surprised. He's killing himself. He's that dude. Daboll goes over and shows, look, we come back. We're going right back to you. This thing ain't over, baby. Don't worry about it. And if we have to go there, we'll go down there. We're throwing you the ball again. Don't even sweat it. Let it go. Listen, that's coaching, boys and girls. And what you think for a second that doesn't matter, I'll give you Matt Patricia, and you can fucking take, and we'll compare.
Give you Joe Judge.
Yeah, give me the Judge, that fucking knucklehead. Okay, so my point is this: that dude is a coach, and he's been in this moment with the Patriots. He knows how to win Super Bowls. Got 3 of them.
You know what?
Okay?
You know what? Just to
and he's been on a team like this that won a Super Bowl.
Just to add on to that. Okay, so in that moment, he went up to him and he encouraged him.
Yeah, he didn't bite his head off.
He didn't bite his head off. Now, the funny thing is, but he knows when to do the other one.
Yes, he does.
First week of the season, Danny Dimes threw a pick in the end zone in the fourth quarter against the Titans, and he went over to him, and it was not that kind of conversation.
Nope.
It was a heated conversation.
Yeah.
And Danny Dimes responded by driving him down
Yeah.
and leading a touchdown drive.
Yeah.
But he realized in this situation, that's not what the guy needs.
Nope. He needs a kick in the ass.
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
in the game this past week, he realized he doesn't need a kick in the ass.
Not anymore, he doesn't.
He needs me to
Slayton in that moment.
Slayton in that moment needed love.
Yeah.
Because
Slayton's been that dude all year.
Right.
He's his own. He's his tough. He built himself. He's a self-made player. And Dayball recognizes the value of those because the Patriots were loaded with them.
Yeah.
They were loaded with. That's why they won. The Patriots never out-talented you except for Brady.
Yeah.
Brady just knew how to lead a bunch of freaking. Listen, I'm telling you right now. He talk about a guy. He is the definition of taking chicken shit and turning it into chicken salad.
Chicken salad is.
Tom Brady won a Super Bowl. Tom Brady won a Super Bowl with Fred fucking Coleman as number 2 receiver. No one on this planet knows who that guy is.
If you can make chicken salad out of chicken shit and it tastes good, chicken salad is a delicacy.
I love chicken salad. But Tom Brady is that dude. Okay? And the bottom line is this team is eerily resembling a team that I remember.
Are you trying to compare Daniel Jones to Tom Brady?
Yes, I am.
Wow. Are you fucking with my head right now?
Man threw for 330 yards and ran for 78. No one's ever done that.
It was like 303.
No one's ever done that in NFL history. So let's think about what I just said.
No one's ever done that with the 2 TDs, with the 2 passing TDs.
No one's ever done what he fucking did in his first fucking playoff game with no fucking number 1 receiver. And you think I'm off my rocker?
No, I didn't say that.
I'm saying.
I think like when you picked the Cowboys last week, I thought you were fucking with me.
No, I was trying to I want Tom Brady out of there. I want them to slaughter them because I want Tom to look good. Fuck this. I wanted the bigger the beatdown, the better. It should have been worse.
Which he's going to do.
The bottom line is, well, he should. They're that offensive. They're not fixing that line, and he needs a line. And by the way, he just needs a good line. That was the worst line in football. Okay, and he was 3rd in the NFL in passing and completed 66% of his passes. And
let's not get on Tom Brady again.
The bottom line
you
is,
always try to turn this shit into either the Patriots or Brady.
I'm not talking about the Patriots. I've barely mentioned the Patriots.
No, you always. Oh, this defense reminds me of 2002, and that's when this man was there and that man was there.
I was talking about.
And Bill Belichick was there.
I never said him.
And Mike Vrabel was there. Teddy Brisky was there.
I never said Belichick.
And Fred Coleman was the number 2.
As far as I'm concerned, Belichick was getting.
None of you know this man from a speck on your ass. Not a person in here knows him from a freckle on my ball sack.
I have to look at other team because my current team sucks. If I can't talk about my current team. So when you can't talk about your fucking current team because they're too busy shooting themselves in the foot and in the ass and in the face and everywhere else.
We go back to 04.
Yeah, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
You know what this team reminds me of? 2001, goddammit.
This team reminds me of the team that threw the lateral back against the Raiders. Is that what you fucking want to hear? Because that ain't true. Okay.
Damn it, this team reminds me of 2 kickoff returns to the Bills in the final game of the year. To fuck ourselves off the plank. Fuck yourself off the plank.
This reminds me of the drive when Ryan fucking Fitzpatrick went down in the snow and took away our 2 seed and thus ended Tom Brady's career.
Oh, man.
And this looks eerily.
Imagine if instead of walk the plank, somebody said, fuck off the plank.
Fuck off the plank.
Fuck off the plank. That's what we did to ourselves this year.
Yes. That was the New England Patriots in a nutshell.
Fuck off the plank.
How can we fuck ourselves this week?
Fuck off the plank, sir.
Let's do something that's never been done before.
All right, so not talking about the past.
I'm not
talking about the Giants.
You brought that up.
No.
You brought that up.
You said that fucking Daniel Jones reminded you of Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Right now he does. And I gave you.
Hope it ends well.
And I gave you a reason. And by the way, it's a factual one.
Okay.
He did something that's never been fucking done. He did it in his first playoff game, and he did it without a number 1 receiver.
I know.
That's fucking weird, man.
If you listen to all these talking heads, all they want to give credit to is the poor defense he did it against. And I don't appreciate that.
The bottom line is Minnesota, with that poor defense, won 13 games.
Wow. Wow.
Most of them at home, I might add. They were a very good home team. That was their bad. They had a better record at home than on the road.
Okay, so
that was no fucking fluke.
And going back to something else you said, they can't get into a shootout with Philly.
No, but this is the thing. They have the game plan to avoid it.
Okay, but here's my only.
They proved it more than once this season.
I know. What scares me about Philly, I'm starting to trust Daniel Jones and that he's going to be able to do enough to score some points.
Philly has not been able to win a game with their defense.
I know, but here's my point. My fear in this game is the Giants' defense against that offense.
All the Giants have to do, and this is listen to me on this. It's very similar, believe it or not, to what they did last week. Take A.J. Brown.
Cousins for Hurts.
Hold on. Take A.J. Brown out of the game. Mm-hmm. Spy Hurts with your fastest guy, and when they get to the red zone, hold them to 3. And if they, I didn't say now. What didn't I say? No turnover, no this, no fucking free. Mm-hmm. Just when they get there, hold them to 3 and make sure A.J. Brown doesn't beat you. And I guarantee you, if they do that and they don't turn the ball over, this is going to be a one-score game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I will put my money on the Giants because I've seen them do this too many fucking times. They're used to this. The Eagles are not.
Yeah,
that's the game. The Eagles have to knock these guys out early. If they don't, this is the thing. If they don't, that's not the game. They've proven when they've been in those games, they're shaky.
They're
feel
shaky. Like they've won a couple close games. One was to the Colts.
They've lost a couple.
They beat the Colts like 17-16.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah.
And the Colts are awful.
And they lost a close one to Dallas where it was just a shootout with Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
And the defense.
Yeah, because I'm saying their defense has not won them a game. And they're not used to those games. They have to run away and hide. And when they can't do it, they struggle. And the Giants have a game plan or a style of play that prevents them from doing that if they don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
I
really hope their O-line.
They don't have to be as talented.
It's
styles.
Agreed.
That's what I'm saying.
Styles, game plans.
Styles make fights, and they have a game plan or they have a style of play that the Eagles don't want to play against because that means it's a game in the fourth quarter and the Eagles aren't good there.
But the Giants D, man, so it's similar to what they had to do last week because you have 2 good wide receivers. One's really amazing, and one is really solid. You have a good tight end, good running back. The difference is having to deal with all of that plus Hurts as a runner, which I think makes it harder to take A.J. Brown out of the game. Because if you're diverting 3 people to A.J. Brown, it's going to be hard to spy too. But,
the Giants.
I'm picking the Giants.
The Giants were another bend, don't break defense. They gave up 358 a game, but then you get the 20s, they hold you to 21 points a game. So 3 touchdowns. Yeah. And they would win 24-21 or 27-21.
The Giants are a good team, red zone defense and red zone offense this
Exactly.
year.
That's where it matters. And that is eerily similar to a team. That's what I'm saying. That's when they won the Super Bowl. That's exactly what they fucking did. And they had a quarterback doing what this kid is starting to do. Okay? So that's my fucking point. And if you doubt that, in the snow, and everybody talks about that fucking Raider game, I was at that game. There was no fucking way a human being could throw a ball through that weather. Tom Brady threw for 381 yards on that defense in that weather with Jermaine Wiggins was his fucking tight end. And the only guy, Troy Brown was the one guy, my guy, whose jersey was up here. He was the only fucking real weapon he had. This little midget who fucking smoked marijuana with my brother 30 years ago. Last pick in the draft. And this is the guy taking them down the fucking field.
Little person.
Very little. Little Troy Brown is banner renowned. Troy Brown, and they go, and Chris Jackson will go, banner for now.
All right, so let me pick score first.
You have to. It's your team. You have the floor.
See, I don't know. This is where I'm picking with my heart, and I want to be picking with my heart. What did I
House money.
What did I tell Joel it would be?
Oh, you gave him a score?
I gave him a score because he asked.
Oh, well, you got to be consistent then.
Yeah, I do have to be consistent. Even though I wanted to change it after I said it. Because I think the Giants might need to score a little bit more. I said 24-21 Giants.
Okay.
After I said that, I wanted to say 31-24 Giants. But I'm going to stay 24-21 Giants. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. I've got 32 to 24 Giants. Because I think that they're going to break these guys with their running game. And they're not ready for Danny Dimes as a passer. And I got news for you. He's going to throw for a lot of yards in this game. Because they're going to put 8 in the box and dare this kid to beat him. And I'm telling you right now, Danny Dimes can beat him.
I hope they put 8 in the box.
They're going to put 8 in the box. And then when this guy starts running around and doing... I got news for you. Minnesota had a very similar game plan. Okay? And if you think about it...
Is that why receivers were running wide open out there?
Well, here's the thing. Think about how many touches Saquon Barkley got.
Yeah.
This speaks to the confidence of the coaching staff and the quarterback. They just changed their game plans. All right, they're going to put it in the box. All right, Danny, ready to throw for 300 today? They never thought twice about it. They instantly made the adjustment, and Minnesota didn't know what to fucking do because they didn't think they'd turn Danny Dimes loose like that. Well, they did, and he fucking delivered. And I'm telling you, there were a couple of drops in that game. His number should have been even better.
Yeah.
So I don't think for a second this team is afraid of that.
He should have had a third TD rushing, but they had an illegal motion penalty.
Motion that took it back.
That had nothing to do with the play, but 2 guys running in motion when he hiked the ball.
Yep.
And if not for that, he has a third TD, 1 rushing. And that would have almost put the game away. They ended up kicking a field goal there.
I'm just saying that do not be surprised if this is a 1-score game in the fourth quarter. And I think if this kid's not healthy, and that limit, this is the other thing. If he's not 100%, they have to scale back their playbook. They can't do those jet sweeps and all the stuff that he kills people with.
They need him to be a little.
He's got to be in the pocket and be able to throw the ball. If they can't pass, they can't win. You can't take A.J. Brown and the other dude Smith there from Alabama, right? You can't take them out of you, Devontae. You can't take those 2 out of the game plan, and Philly beats this team. They won't.
Yeah,
they won't. And if this kid can't do his sprint draws and all that shit, and he's reduced to a pocket passer.
Giants can give up some run yards though.
That's all right. Field goals in the red zone. You can give up yards between the 20. I've seen this happen. They can.
I know, but Philly runs the ball into the end zone.
I'm just saying.
Jalen Hurts has 13 rush TDs.
Yeah, but if he's hurt, he can't do that.
Well, that's a big question mark.
I'm saying if he can't, if that shoulder,
would change it.
They'll have to change it. He's got to change his game, and that limits what they can do.
I heard Boomer talking, and he thinks it's more collarbone, which is worse. Which is bad.
That's bad. If that's what it is.
Because if you fall on that,
oh baby.
And that's if I'm one of the bigs in the middle, I'm trying to land.
I've injured my collarbone.
That might be dirty.
That is a pain you don't want.
Well, and throwing with that,
just trying to move with it. It's your whole upper body that gets affected with that. You don't realize it.
Yeah.
But you move like you twitch every little fucking thing.
So let me say this, and this might be dirty, but if I was a big D tackle, I'd be trying to land on him, especially if he takes off running.
I got news for you. They've already been told.
Land on him.
He breaks containment. He's fair game.
Yeah.
Don't turn around and slam like get the 15-yard for the dirty sack. Put him on the ground with a sack. But if he gets out in the secondary, lay him out. Okay.
And Hurts said it. He goes, I know I have a bounty on my head every time I go out there.
No, he does.
That's true.
He does. But if
he's a tough guy.
He is a tough guy. But I'll tell you right now, they need him for 3 games. You can't. They got to scale back what he does. And this is the team you don't want to do.
He's a good passer, though.
Yeah, he is.
People
but
think
he's better when you don't know what he's going to do.
The dual threat helps every passer.
Yes. Think about how good Tom Brady is, and you know what he's going to do, and you still can't stop it. That's how great Tom Brady is. The dual threat fucks you all up because you don't know what's coming. With Tom Brady, you know what's coming, and you can't stop it. But I guess Danny Dimes has a better arm than people think. He's gotten more. He's been accurate actually all year. He's been accurate. He takes high percentage passes. He'll throw the ball away now, and he takes care of it.
And he's a good runner.
He's a good runner. They've got 2 running backs, not 1. They got 2.
That's why their rushing attack is so strong this year.
They've got 2.
Because Danny ran for over 700.
He ran for 7 first downs last week.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's a problem.
Yeah.
And now Philly has to account for that too, which means they have to take somebody out of their secondary, which helps their receivers. I'm telling you right now, do not be surprised, ladies and gentlemen. The only way this gets out of hand is if they turn the ball over. That's it. If they don't turn the ball over, and they're in the fourth quarter, I would not want to be an Eagle in that stadium, especially if they're behind. Oh, baby. Everything will get magnified by a factor of 10.
Come on, G-Men.
So anyway, that's going to do it for our show tonight. That is a redoubtable
night tonight.
3 long shows. Well, it's the final 8, the Elite 8. So
Hopefully, I'm back here smoking a cigar again next week.
it would be, yeah. Well, I don't want to see. I don't want to see fucking. I'd rather see New York and San Fran anyway. That'd be a bet. That'd be a style fight thing. But anyway, and
Either way, the next matchup is going to be
and
good.
I'm hoping. I know Casey's going to win, but I would love to see Jacksonville win that game.
That'd be crazy.
I would give anything to see Jacksonville win that game. I think they can keep it close. Look, if KC does, they have been prone to. If they turn the ball over, all it takes is one. And I don't believe for Jacksonville. Here's the other problem: Jacksonville's not going to have 5 turnovers this weekend.
Who knows?
They're going to put more emphasis on it than ever, and they will. Here's the problem: they're not going to. Casey's not going to get a turnover. They're going to have to beat them because after that performance, there's no fucking way they're going to have a turnover.
Imagine if
No
what's his face?
fucking way.
Imagine if Sunshine throws a pick on the first possession, be like,
We'll be like,
no way, that's not possible.
what?
Dude, what are we doing for these games?
Eating
Eating?
and drinking and smoking and having all kinds of fun.
Where should we do it?
Brian's actually talking about the smoker.
Really?
Saturday night and Sunday because your game is Saturday night. He's talking about
Giants Eagles Saturday night 8:15. What a great
the
game
problem is
time.
it's only going to be me, you, and him because these two are out of town. I already talked to the both of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but if Morgan might be around, I'll say Morgan because
Okay, well that actually
Four
makes
would be
it
good.
better, so it's not a giant thing.
no, but it's more food, more brisket.
Wings.
He's talking brisket.
Oh, brisket. I'd like some Sal's wings. I love Sal's
You're going
wings.
to take Sal's wings over a brisket that's been smoking for 16 hours.
Dude, Sal's wings though,
Dude,
the crispity, crunchy,
They're good.
the creaminess
But
of the ranch.
brisket?
They're selling that ranch for $9 a cup,
Really?
$8.99 a cup.
Holy shit.
I mean, it's good, but God,
$8.99.
I called the other night and I was like, "How much for like
Blasphemy.
a big thing of ranch?" She comes back and she goes, $8.99 for a measured cup. I was like, a measured cup,
Measured cup.
$8.99 for 8
A
ounces.
measured cup?
Yeah,
She
so
really said
she
that?
said that. So then I went to the grocery store.
That'll be $8.99 for a measured
Measured cup. Look. So I think she was trying to make sure I knew. I mean, she meant 8 ounces. I knew what she meant.
lost my shit if I-
Okay, so then I go to the grocery store.
my
dude,
God,
dude,
I'm
I go to the
fucking
grocery store. The most expensive ranch in the
shit.
grocery store is a 24-ounce bottle for $6.
Why is that so funny?
And I'm like, you're trying to sell me ranch for $8.99 for a measured cup. 8 ounces. I can go $6 for 24 ounces. Fuck.
Why is that so fucking funny?
Because it's silly.
$8.99 for a measured cup.
Measured cup.
I'd be like, are you fucking serious?
Oh, man. But their
This
ranch.
is a joke, right? Is there a
their-
camera around here?
So
What the
their
hell?
ranch is so good, I consider it. Their ranch is that good that I consider it.
Dressing?
It's so good. With the wing, I want to eat it right now.
I'm not paying $8.99 for a
Measured cup. All right, we're signing off because this is going to go on forever. and you know, not surprisingly, I have to use the restroom again.
Anyway, oh, by the way,
Let's go Giants.
tomorrow night, big Dukaroo rematch showdown. Golden State at Boston on TNT.
Oh, please.
This is a statement game. Jason Tatum blew it a month ago. Jason Tatum, you are on the clock, sir. You need to show people you're an
Boston's going to
MVP.
win that game.
They better, because they pissed it away. Anyway, you guys enjoy the football this weekend. We'll be back next week with a recap. Be down to the final 4 next weekend. So enjoy your weekend. That is the redoubtable one shaking it. Oh, man, not right over there. Oh, anyway, I'm the highly questionable one. You guys have a great weekend. And until next week, remember. Uh-oh. It doesn't work.